All right, well, New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez wants to tax robots. Listen to her comments at South by Southwest on Saturday.
We should not feel nervous about the toll booth collector not having to collect tolls anymore. We should be excited by that. But the reason we're not excited by it is because we live in a society where if you don't have a job, you are left to die. Bill Gates has talked about taxing robots at 90%. And what that means, what he's really talking about, is taxing corporations at 90%. But it's easier to say tax a robot.
Yeah, that 90% number came into question. Not a lot of people were able to find where Bill Gates said that he wanted to tax robots at 90%. But for me, Heidi, I mean, when we're talking about taxing robots, it seems tricky because how do you necessarily play out where the production gains from robots are coming from? How do you identify who to tax? And I guess she does have a point that taxing robots, it's going to be
taxing
taxed.
the corporation, which makes sense.
And that's politically, I think, a little bit more feasible. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's much to make of it. Clearly, the toll booth guy is going to be nervous about his job getting lost to a robot.
Immediate reaction to that, probably.
Yeah.
But I mean, these are some pretty bold comments, and she's made many bold comments before. And I read some people saying that this is actually a plausible thing, and it could be good. There's just so much uncertainty around automation in general and how many jobs are actually going to be taken over by robots going forward. I remember reading a report by Bank of America Merrill Lynch on the she economy, and they were saying that about 43%, this is a finding by Brookings Institution, that 43% of the average male jobs will be taken over by automation by 2040, and that number is about 40,000 for the average female job. So there's just a lot of speculation on how many jobs are actually going to be taken. Are the toll booth jobs actually going to be taken over by robots? I think we have a long way to go.
Yeah, no one knows for sure.
Yeah, and so I don't think it's going to come in AOC's time. I don't think she's going to have to make those kinds of decisions in Congress. But I mean, it's a bold comment. I don't know where she got the 90% number from. No one was able to confirm that.
I mean, she's been putting a lot of numbers out there in terms of tax rates and what she wants to do. But I mean, when we're talking about it, whether or not, I think you're raising the right points in terms of what is the timeline on this.
Yeah.
And also, we've seen American workers' productivity has boomed in the last decades. And we haven't necessarily seen that convert into wage increases as well. So whether robots have brought a lot of productivity to the labor force in terms of boosting productivity and whether or not that should be taxed as well, I don't know if it's as easy as segmenting.
That's an astute point, Zach.
It's just a point that I want to make.
No, it's a great point. And I think that that's something that's really the main question is, like, how long is this going to take, and what jobs are going to be taken over, and how is Congress going to even come in and put legislation in place to regulate this, to potentially tax robots? I don't know. There's just so many questions, but she definitely grabs headlines, I have to say.
I wonder what our buddy Bill Franklin would think. Benjamin Franklin. What would he say about the only two certainties are death and robot taxes? I don't know if he would have seen that coming.